I was talking to a client today who is preparing to go to trial to talk about the domestic violence restraining order and whether or not it should be extended indefinitely. And I was asked what it is that I think a mental health professional and or the courts needs to hear in this kind of a situation. Mind you, this person has been in therapy now for about 3 years since the original domestic violence restraining order was granted. And my answers were really simple. My response was that he needed to focus on 3 things. The first thing is to state clearly and unequivocally that he recognizes the mistakes that he made, and specifically identify what those actions were that led to the granting of the restraining order. Simple. Number 2, he needs to clearly state the intense remorse that he feels for having made those mistakes and recognize how those mistakes were perceived by others and have affected not only his relationship with his co-parent, but also his relationship with his children, who ultimately are the ones who suffer from all of this. And then 3, I suggested that he talk about all the things that he has done since the domestic violence restraining order was granted against him. All the things that he has done to learn, study, improve on his behaviors, and all of the things that he has done which demonstrate that there have been no more problems since the original mistakes were made, and that he's actually been able to behave in a way that would be much more acceptable to the courts. I did suggest a 4th point, which I also would suggest to each and every one of you, is that no matter what kind of advice you get from me or anyone else regarding these situations, always run what it is you plan to say past your attorney, because there's nothing better than legal advice, especially when it's coming from the attorney who's going to represent you regarding these issues in court. I hope that helps.